continuing on, I thought we'd just kind of stay on just a little bit longer to explain once again what that's about. Like I said before, there's a new thing. There's a new program now. My wife is on a program my wife Lori's on a program with his wife. That's Diana, and we're going to be working with Brian here. So, like I said before, things are going to get a little different. And I don't know, like I said, the broadcast times might be changing, but not that much. Oh, and by the way, too, let me know what you think of our new logo. I'll be posting that all over the Spreaker sites. I love it. That I want to once again thank you to Ed Delgado, the Caramel Conservative. He's on tonight, 8 o'clock Central Daylight Time, 6 o'clock Pacific, 9 o'clock Eastern, right here on Spreaker. Yeah, he's the one who made me that neat logo with the microphone. I love it. I found it, by the way, Ed. So if you're listening to this on demand, don't send me another one. If you want to, go ahead, but I already found it. I had to search the computer for it. It was there somewhere. So all I did was just transfer it over to my GJRB page, my GJRB database, and I found it, and then I just uploaded the picture. And it looks real nice there. I might do some tweaking on it, but it looks real good. And I'm going to post that all around and see if maybe we get some attention with that new logo. I absolutely love it. It's called The Gary Rustin Show, and technically this is The Gary Rustin Show when you think about it. I mean, I would do The Gary Rustin Show, but yeah, that's what it is. So I enjoyed, I really like this logo. It's very well done. It's some kind of a program. Although, Ed, I tried that program, and for some reason it doesn't want to work for me or something. It stays in one screen. It doesn't do anything else, and there's no link to anything. So I don't know what the heck, how to do that. So you might have to guide me along on that. I'm going to wrap up our show. That's going to do it for the Gary J in the Morning Show. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Thanks a lot for listening. And like I said before, watch for postings on the program schedule changes. And I will do a GJRB schedule update podcast talking about the schedule and how that's going to work. But before I do that, I'm going to first see how this is going to work with Brian. And then I'm going to work around that and then come up with piecing together the jigsaw puzzle schedule. And I will do a GJRB schedule update podcast as a video. On my GJRB TV YouTube channel. By the way, also that will also include videos. I'm working on another video version of the Gary Rustin program. I'll be doing that probably, I'm thinking November, because I won't have time this month. I got some more programs coming up. And I'm working on Radio Land. That'll be on next week. And I'm working on Way Out There. Now, Way Out There, there's a change in schedule on that one, too. Way Out There will not be on this Friday. I'm going to move that up a week. I don't have that completed yet. So that show is undone. So I need to finish it, so I'm not doing any broadcasting on Friday. There will be no radio on Friday. I might do something on Friday. If I do anything at all, it'll be music. But other than that, there's not going to be any show on Friday. I'll be working to finish up Way Out There and getting that ready to go on the air for you. So we'll have the last 7 days in Way Out There on Friday, October 25th, starting at 1 o'clock Central. 11 a.m. Pacific, and 2 o'clock Eastern, right here on GJRB. So just to let you know about that. And then I'll be working on a video version of Way Out There, a Gary Rustin program video show coming up. I'll do another one. So that's coming up. And I'll be doing that on the GJRB TV YouTube channel. So watch for another video version of this show, the Gary Rustin program, coming up in November. Okay, Radio Land, I'm working on that. Like I said, I've got Radio Land set up. That'll be coming up next week. And then possibly the last week, either the 30th or 31st I'll be doing my annual running of the War of the Worlds. CBS Mercury Theater of the Air, featuring H.G. Wells in the War of the Worlds with Orson Welles and the Mercury Theater. So tune in for that. That's the annual running of War of the Worlds again this year, and a few sci-fi surprises, sci-fi and horror stuff, sci-fi surprises, and even a CBS Radio Mystery Theater and a 0 Hour. Now, Rod Serling had a radio drama series in the 70s called the 0 Hour. It was one of the last dramatic programs on the Mutual Network. I'm going to feature that coming up on a Radioland, so listen for that. And then a return encore presentation of Radioland Time Warp. That premiered last year. I didn't get a chance to write any new episodes for that program because it takes a lot of research to do that. That program alone takes a lot of time to look up old radio schedules and lining up the programs. So it's going to be a while before a new episode of that show airs. But I will be starting a season of that show. Last year was the first episode, pilot show, 000. So I'm going to rebroadcast that one. But I will be airing another episode as soon as I do research on that program and write that up. So I'll be working on that. That's coming up. So those are some of the things that I have coming up. So I'm going to wrap it up with two more songs from Samuel Day. He's got a new project. I got to get a hold of him. I'm thinking about having him back on as a guest to talk about his new project. I'm going to get a hold of him for another artist showcase. And I'm going to be getting a hold Brian too. He's a musician. And I'm going to have him on for another episode of Artist Showcase coming up, and I'll feature him, and we'll work on his story. So that's coming up on the future. So be watching for that in the year 2020. I'll leave you with Whatever It Takes. Have yourself your best day ever. So long, everyone.
Pretending I could not find something so rare. They kept on apprehending. They do not know who you are, and they certainly don't know me. If they think that I've come this far, now just to let them own me. I'll do whatever it takes just to let the truth remind me. I face the highest stakes just to leave it all behind me. I stood the test of fate just to see you here beside me.
Oh, yeah. Whatever it takes. Samuel Day, I want to take this time to once again thank BJ McMar, BJ, Black Dragons Radio, for joining us this morning in the chat room. I really appreciated you staying with me through the morning. Thanks so much. Have a great rest of your day, and we're looking forward to listening to you right here on Spreaker every night, playing some great stuff. So take good care of yourself. We'll see you real soon. We'll see you possibly tomorrow afternoon, 3 o'clock Central, for the Gary Russell Program midweek edition. Until then, have your best day ever. Leave you one more Samuel Day, Time to Live. Goodbye, everyone.
She's got music in her head, and he's got a picture you ought to see. He's got stories to wake the dead, and she's got a dream that's beyond you and me. How many times have we just let the monster tell us that we'll never make it on the radio? It's just the lions, I won't let that sucker hold me back, 'cause they'll be smart enough to play me though, and it's time to live. Just take a look around at the greatness and the sounds. It's time to live. We're not hiding. She's an actress by the day, but she wears a uniform at night. You ought to pay him more to play, but he's not the kind to put up a fight. How many times have we just let the monster tell us that the only good is on the radio? It's just the lions, I won't let that sucker hold me back, 'cause he's not strong enough to slay me, no. And it's time to live. Just take a look around at the greatness and the sounds. It's time to live. We're not hiding. I've made music for a while, and I've got some pictures you ought to see. I've played a part just to make you smile, and I've got a story to help you believe. How many times have we just let the monster tell us that we'll never make it on the radio? It's just the lions, I won't let that sucker hold me back, 'cause they'll be smart enough to play me though. And it's time to live. Just take a look around at the greatness and the sounds. It's time to live. We're not hiding, and it's time to live. Just take a look around at the greatness and the sounds. It's time to live. We're not hiding. We're not hiding. We're not hiding.
Mr. Johnson, welcome to Judgment. Have a seat while I examine your life.
Sure. Does it say anything in there about me believing in God?
Yes, it does say you believed in the existence of a God.
Oh, good. I hear that's real important.
Well, I've seen enough. If you could have a seat with that group over there, you'll be taken to your destination.
Over there? Oh, okay.
Next.
Excuse me.
Yes?
Is that Satan in my group?
Yes, it is. Next.
Wait a minute. You're putting me in the same group with Satan?
According to your records, you never trusted your life to God.
Hold on. I believed in God.
So did Satan, Mr. Johnson. He didn't put his faith in God either.
What do you mean, put my faith in God?
It is not enough to believe in the existence of a God or a cosmic force or deity. Mr. Johnson, you were sinful, and God was willing to forgive you through his son Jesus. Problem is, you never asked for or accepted his forgiveness. Next.
Another message from Lifeline Productions, located on the web at lifelinepro.com.
Hey, this is Pastor Dave with Agents for Christ, and you're listening to Evangelism Minute. Have you ever gone door to door sharing the Lord? Let me tell you, it can be an awesome experience. Now, you won't get to talk to as many people as in a public place, but it's still a huge blessing. You could start in a neighborhood near your church. That way, when you mention it, people might be familiar with where it is. You know, I like to introduce myself, ask if they have a minute, and then I'll share a little bit of my testimony and ask them if they've ever heard the good news. I also try to make sure that before I leave, I pray for their needs. There's so many people who rarely leave their homes. They need us to bring God's grace to them. With so many cults going door to door, I think it's important that we bring the truth to these neighborhoods. Just think about it. You just might see someone you visited lifting their hands in worship right next to you one day. For more information, go to gottracks.com, and remember, be bold, share your faith.
Watch. Pray. For you not know what hour the Son of God will return. Prophecy. New World Order. Terrorism. Economic collapse. Wars. Pandemics. Israel. When they say peace, then cometh sudden destruction. Volcanic eruptions, earthquakes, signs in the heavens. Keep up with world news and events you hear on GJRB's News on the Hour. Go to End Time Headlines at www.endtimeheadlines.org. With a lot of chaos happening, keep in touch with End Time Headlines and GJRB.
The Way of the Master Minute. Here's Kurt Cameron and Ray Comfort.
What do you and I think about? What is it that we meditate on most? It is desire that determines most of our thought patterns. It should be that the human predicament narrows down what we think about. Imagine a Titanic survivor. He's sitting with a few other survivors on a large, mostly empty lifeboat as the great ocean liner heaves and sinks silently beneath the freezing waters of the ocean. The only sounds that break that eerie silence are the unforgettable cries of perishing human beings pleading to be saved from an icy grave.
There's plenty of room in the lifeboat. What is it then that should consume the survivor's thoughts? He should be utterly focused on saving those that are around him. Nothing else should matter compared to the task that is before him.
There goes another minute. Gone forever. Go share your faith while you still have time.
Brought to you by wayofthemasterradio.com.
You never know when GJRB is going to be on the air. More programming, more often, on the internet, on GJRB.
This is GJR Broadcasting.